Hey everyone, Carolina Venom here. Today I'm taking a look at the LG Optimus Exceed from Verizon Wireless. This is on their prepaid service. This is closely resembled to the LG Lucid, which this is the same phone pretty much. I'm going to give you the specs of the phone, tell you what I think about it, and run some tests and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started with that. This phone does run Android 4.0.4. It does have a 4-inch display with 800 by 480 pixels at 233 ppi. It does have a 5 megapixel camera with LED flash with full 1080 recording. Also has a front-facing camera, which is VGA quality. It does also have autofocus on the camera. It does have a 1.2 gigahertz dual-core Qualcomm Snapdragon S3 processor with 1 gigabyte of RAM, 8 gigs of built-in storage, and 4 gigs available to user, I do think. And it does hold a micro SD card slot up to, or a micro SD card up to a 32 gigabyte. It does have a 1700 milliamp hour battery with around 8 hours talk time and 15 days of standby time. The only difference between this phone and the LG Lucid is the fact that the Lucid had 4G LTE and this phone has only got 3G. For some reason Verizon still has yet to have their prepaid phones be allowed to use 4G LTE. I've called them about this issue and they say that they're just not releasing 4G phones yet on their prepaid services. So maybe someday soon they will. But this is a nice phone. It is very well built in my opinion. It feels very solid. And I've really not had many issues with this phone. It's been a pretty good phone. Now I've had this phone since it first came out, and it's been over a year ago. I think I don't even know. I can't even remember when the release date on this phone was. Yeah, I think 2012 was the release date. So I've had it for a little while, and this is a good phone. Like I said, front-facing camera. Does take pretty good pictures and pretty good video as well. The camera on the back, like I said, is 5 megapixel with autofocus, and it does fairly well taking pictures. I mean, it ain't the best in the world, but it does serve its purpose in your LED flash, and being able to record in full 1080 is also pretty cool. I'm going to take you on the phone here now. On the bottom, you have nothing. On this side here, I would like to have seen a dedicated camera key, but this phone doesn't have one. Up top here, you have your power button. On top, you got your 3.5mm headset jack. On this side here, your volume rocker and your USB charging port. Your micro SD card goes up in here somewhere. It's not in behind the battery, so that's kind of good that you can just take the back off and pop the SD card out and replace it or whatever. The screen on this phone is pretty good. Like I said, it's 800 by 480 pixels, but one thing about LG phones is they do have pretty good screens. It's pretty sharp, pretty vibrant. There's really no problem seeing the screen. I mean, it's really not bad at all, really. I mean, it's like I said, this is a pretty solid built phone. I mean, just the feel of it. It does kind of creak a little bit whenever you really put some pressure on it, but of course most phones are going to do that. But this is a really solid built phone. I think it would withstand some drops. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but I think that it would withstand some drops. It does have, I heard it has Gorilla Glass on the corners. I don't know if it's true or not, but it does say that it does have scratch resistant screen. So that's just what I read. So I'm going to run some tests on it. I'm going to run a quadrant benchmark test on it to see what it's running. I know what it usually runs, and times do vary. This phone has got very good call quality. reception is kind of lacking. I live in a pretty strong Verizon area, and I've got two bars of service, while other Verizon phones, have 3 to 4 bars sitting right here. So this phone does not have the best coverage or the best reception, but it does seem to always hold a phone call and is able to get out whenever it needs to. So really no issues there. 4-inch screen, like I said, 4-inch screen to me is the perfect size screen. I like this size screen. Everybody's different, has their own opinions and preferences. They got 5 and 6-inch screens now, which to me I probably never owned, because to me that's just too big of a screen on the phone. But that's just my opinion. I prefer something between 3.5, which is a little small, to about 4.5, which is to me is about the right size, or the maximum that I would want to hold. Maybe a Samsung Galaxy S3 with a 4.8-inch screen wouldn't be too bad. But to me, a 4-inch screen is, especially with kind of stumpy, some smaller hands, this phone's really easy to hold on to. This phone comes in at $29.49. I have had it as high as around $3,050. So, that's not too bad of speeds. It's not nowhere near as good as some of the speeds of the newer phones. But with the 1.2 gigahertz dual core processor, I expected something better than that. But, especially with 1 gigabyte of RAM. But it's not bad. It does, perform pretty well. It does play games okay. I've not really had much of a problem of lag or nothing else with this phone. It does seem to, scroll pretty good. I mean, it's not the fastest in the world. I mean, it does have a little bit of slowness to it, but it's nothing really major. I mean, it does pretty much, scroll pretty fast. It's not as speedy as some of the phones that I have used. But it does work well. I do recommend this phone, and I think that it has pretty good battery life, about a day, with pretty moderate usage. So, I mean, it's pretty much basically, whatever your preference is. And down here also is your menu, home, back, and search button. So, anyway, the LG Optimus Exceed, I think it's a good phone. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a phone. I know now they got a couple of other phones right now on the Verizon website along with this phone about the same price. They have the Samsung Galaxy Legend and actually the new Moto G. And of course, the newer the phones get, the better they're going to be and the faster they're going to be. But this phone right here is no slouch, and it is made very well. And I think that, it would be a good phone for anybody, especially if you like LG. Me, personally, I'm not an LG fan. But it is a good, solid phone. So, anyway, got any questions, comments, feel free to leave them below. I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Subscribe to my channel. I sure would appreciate it. And this has been a look at the LG Optimus Exceed on Verizon Prepaid. Y'all have a good one, and we'll talk at you later.